Hello, I'm Kaya from Mother's Awakening. You've probably been seeing Lisa and I share a lot of videos lately on shadow work, and I want to talk a little bit more about what it really means to me and why we're so passionate about sharing this work with mothers. So, depending on what you've seen, we've been sharing a lot of videos lately. You might have heard a bit about shadow work already, but I'll briefly share, kind of in a nutshell, what it is. Hi, Kat. But then also what it is on a deeper level and what's really important to not forget about it. So shadow work is looking at the parts of you that you have disowned, and that can either be the parts of you that you make really wrong, but you see them inside you. Like I've described a lot about how I had a journey around my anger and my rage, that there were parts of me that would explode out when I was not trying to keep myself all together and have all my masks all in place, and my needs would really be stretched and I would lose it. And I held so much shame around that, and shadow work is working on that shame. And we have talked a lot about how it's a process of getting deeply connected with the shadows, but then also finding the gifts that are within them, which you will always find. There's always gifts that are hidden in the shadows. But the bit that I really want to emphasize in this video is to not try to rush too quickly to the gifts, because that's a sure way to not really be doing the shadow work and to find yourself just in a loop with it again. Like, it's kind of, because shadow work can have a bit of a heavy stigma around it, it can be seductive to go, oh, well, okay, so I really don't like that thing. I don't like the way it's been expressing itself. Like, I don't like the rage, or I don't like the selfishness, or I don't like the neglectful part of me. But there's a gift, so I'm just going to quickly try to find the gift so that I can love myself in it. But the really important part of shadow work, which is where the power is in it, is to actually practice loving yourself also in the unconscious parts of it, also in the expressions that you've been carrying so much shame, so much war energy around, and to love yourself no matter what. And it's a deep, powerful journey into really allowing yourself to touch shame within yourself, and also to bring it up in really safe and loving spaces with other people, so that you can really feel what that feels like, and then also give yourself the space to love and forgive and accept yourself in all of it. It's kind of like a journey into the underworld. I remember learning this beautiful myth about a goddess, Inanna, who travels into the underworld, and each time she goes, each layer, she needs to shed a mask and be exposed, like in her vulnerability, in the parts of her that she wasn't comfortable with. And the more she does that, the more she realizes that it's all a part of her essence, and she can be powerful and she can love herself in all of it. So there's that aspect to shadow work as well. It's not just about bringing it up into the light so that you can find the good bits. It's about loving yourself in all of it, including in the bits that you've habitually just been carrying shame around. And the reason that is so powerful is, well, there's so many reasons that that's so powerful. One of them is actually that it gives you more genuine, real, powerful, like, insight, mind-blowing access to what those gifts are, and it brings you into a space where you're really ready to claim them and integrate them. But it also brings you to a level of love that you can't really feel when you're pushing all those parts of you down below the surface and you're carrying all that shame around, that self-loathing around, that those and wearing all those masks and fully being sucked into all the beliefs of low self-worth and all the self-sabotaging stuff that's going on. When all that's going on, it's so much harder for you to really, truly love yourself, which is important, but love your children and love the people that really matter to you. There's always going to be this block that brings all the shit up and makes it so hard to be that full, conscious, alive, present mother that you want to be if you don't do this work, if you don't do the shadow work, and if you don't do it in a way that really goes down into the self-love. So that's just a little bit more on what it is. Like, don't just think, oh yeah, I want to just do the fun bits, the find the gifts. Like, it's amazing finding the gifts in the shadows, but it's even more amazing to find the gifts without that needing to be because you weren't okay with the shadows, but you're actually welcoming and embracing the shadows and then finding the gifts, but still loving the whole of you. So if you're at all feeling a call, and I guarantee this serves every mother, like all mothers need this work, then join us in the Happy Whole Mother Masterclass. And also, I didn't put it up there, but you can join us in our group, the Mother's Awakening group. And you can also reach out to Lisa or I at any point. We're about to run a whole series, a whole program on shadow work for mothers, on transforming the shadows of the mother. And we do this work in deep, sacred, safe space with clients all around the world. So you can reach out to us. You can ask us questions about it. You can share what the masterclass was like. And you can keep in touch with us. Like, it's important that we serve you as deeply as possible with this work. So much love to you and your whole self, all the parts of you. Be in touch soon.